We continue now at the top of Daf Nun Zayin Amud Beis in Mesechet Kesubos. This is Kesuvos Daf 57b. The Mishnah concludes with the Mishnah Achrona. This is what the later Bezdin said. Ein ha'isha ocheles betruma, that a woman does not eat truma ad shetikanis l'chuppah, until she actually enters into the chuppah. Meaning, in the Mishnah Rishona, it said that if the time for the wedding comes, that is enough to allow her to eat truma. But in the Mishnah Achrona, the Mishnah says no. Really, the woman can only eat truma. Let's say she marries a kohen when she actually enters the chuppah. And the Gemara says minohani mili. From where do we know these words of the Mishnah? Meaning to say, from where do we know that it's 12 months from the time of Erisin to the time of the Nisuin? And the Gemara says, Amar Rav Chisda says, the Amar Kra, because the Pasuk says, Vayomer Achio v'yimot teishev hanaro itanu yomim o asor. This is talking about by Rivka, and it says that her brother and her mother said, let her stay with us yomim or 10. And the question is, what does yomim mean? Ma yomim, what is yomim? Ilay matre yomi. If you say that yomim means 2 days, meaning they're saying, let Rivka stay with us for 2 days or for 10 days, that doesn't make any sense. Mishtoi yinish hachi, is that how people speak? Amru le tre yomi, they say to him 2 days. Amar lu, and he says to them, lo, no. Amru le asar yomi, so then they say to him 10 days. Then they ask for more days. That wouldn't make any sense. So ella, rather, ma yomim shana, what does yomim mean? It means a year. So they were saying a year. And if not a year, let it be 10 months. So you see from there that a year is the standard amount of time between the Erisin and the Nisuin. And how do we know that Yomim means a year? D'chsiv, like the Pasuk says, Yomim tiyegul aso, the redemption, talking about the redeeming of land, will be Yomim, and that also is referring to a year. And the Gemara says, Ve'ema chodesh, maybe the word Yomim means a month. D'chsiv ar chodesh Yomim, because there's another pasuk which says ar chodesh Yomim, so it uses the word Yomim in the context of a month. And to that, the Gemara says, Amri danin Yomim stam mi Yomim stam. We learn out the word Yomim without any other words near it from another word Yomim. In other words, when it just says Yomim, Ve'ein danin Yomim stam mi Yomim shenemar ben chodesh. We're not going to learn where it says the word Yomim from another place where it says the word Yomim with the word chodesh. The Yomim with the word chodesh, that means a month. But if you just have the word Yomim, that means a year. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rabbi Zera says, Tana was taught, Ketana, when it comes to a girl that's a minor, Bein hi uvein havia, whether we're talking about her or whether her father, Yecholun la'akev, they can hold back, meaning to say, they can say, we don't want to get married even though the 12 months are up. They can say they're not ready yet for the actual wedding. And the Gemara says, Bishlama I matzi makva. I understand that she can hold back. She's saying she's not really ready. Elo aviva, when it comes to her father, if it's okay with her to get married, so avia, my nafka le'mina, what difference does it make to the father that he's delaying the wedding? And so the Gemara answers, no, Savar, the father thinks, Hashta lo yada, right now she doesn't know what she's getting into. Lamachar mimrad of an afka, tomorrow she'll get married and then she'll decide to rebel and she'll leave the marriage. V'yasya v'nafli lavoy, and then she's going to come and fall back upon me, and I'm going to have to take care of her. In other words, therefore the father can say, I want to delay it to make sure she fully understands what she's getting into. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rabbi Ava bar Levi. Rabbi Ava bar Levi says, Ein posken ala katana lohasiya kishi katana. You're not allowed to arrange. You're not allowed to finalize an agreement with a minor to marry her when she's a minor. Aval posken ala katana lohasiya kishi gadola. But you are allowed to make an arrangement and finalize with a minor that you're going to marry her when she becomes an adult. And the Gemara says, Pshita, isn't that obvious? Of course, it's a regular marriage if they're going to get married as adults. So the Gemara says, no, Ma'u detema, what might you have thought? Leichush dilma ma'ayla pachta mehashta. Maybe what's going to happen is now she's a young girl and she's going to become afraid because of this whole situation, and she's therefore going to be hesitant. V'cholsha, and therefore her resolve is going to weaken, and therefore even when she's an adult, she might not follow through with it. Maybe you shouldn't do this. And the Gemara says, Kamash Malon, that's what it's coming to teach us, that we don't consider this to be an issue. And Rashi over here says, first, Yecholun la'akev, again, the father or the girl can hold back, Mili Nosei Achatigdil, they can refuse to marry until the time that she's actually an adult. Rashi over here continues, La siya kashi katana, you can't make this finalized arrangement to marry her as a katana. Shatorah chula, that's already a burden on her when you do that. Avol poskin, but you could arrange it for when she's an adult. Rashi points out, V'davka below kiddushin, that's only if there's no kiddushin. Avol kiddushin bekatana slow, a katana is not able to accept a kiddushin, ad shatigdil, until she becomes an adult. V'tomar beploni ani wrote, and she says, I want to marry so-and-so. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rav Huna says, Bogra yom echad, let's say the woman is a bogeres, she's a full adult for even just 1 day. V'niskach, and at that point in time she receives kedushin, so then nosnin la shloshim yom kalmana, she doesn't get 12 months, she only gets 30 days like an almana, like a situation of a widow who is going to get married. Rashi over here says, Nosnin la shloshim yom kalmana, we give her 30 days. Mishas erisin, from the time of erisin, she gets 30 days to the nisuin. Shekevan shebagar, because since she's an adult, he mechina tachshitin kodem bagros, we assume that a girl has already prepared all of her ornaments, all of her jewelry that she will need for the wedding that's already been done before she became an adult. She'eno rotza lishoso, at that point she doesn't want to stay single anymore, so therefore, just like by an almana, we assume she has everything in order, so too by any bogeres, Rav Huna is saying, we assume that she has everything in order. She does not need 12 months, she's only going to need 30 days. And so the Gemara continues, is this really the case? So we have the following question. Bogra harehi kitvu. It says in the Brisa that if she's an adult, it's like somebody who's a tvua, somebody proposed marriage to her. And the Gemara says, what does that mean? My love, isn't it saying kitvua de basula? It's saying it's like a case where a person proposed to a basula, a standard case where it's a time period of 12 months. And so the Gemara says, lo no, kitvua de almana. The Brisa just means it's like when a person proposes to an almana, just like by an almana it's 30 days, so too by a bogeres it's just 30 days. And the Gemara continues, Tashma, come in here, another proof. Bogeres sheshoasa shnei or chodesh. You have a bogeres and she waits 12 months. Already you see over here, it sounds like it's 12 months for a bogeres, not like Rav Huna. Rabbi Eliezer says, Hoel v'chayiv bala b'mizonosea. Since it's been 12 months and now the husband is chayiv to give her mizonos, so yafir, so he also has the right to annul her vows. And so the Gemara continues, so how do you understand this according to Rav Huna? Ema, you have to say according to Rav Huna, the way to read it is as follows. Bogeres, by a case of a bogeres where she's waiting 30 days. Visha shoasa shnei masar chodesh, or let's say you're not talking about a bogeres. We're talking about a girl that's waiting the 12 months. In that case, Rabbi Eliezer Omer ho'elu bala chayiv b'mizonosea. Yafir, Rabbi Eliezer says, since the husband is chayiv in her mizonos, he also is able to annul her vows. And the Gemara continues with another proof, Tashma, coming here. Hama'ares asa basula, somebody gets betrothed a basula. Bein shetava habal v'hima keves, whether it's the husband that is going after her and she's the one holding back. Ubein shetava here, whether she's the one that wants to get married. Ubal ma'akev, and the husband is the one that is holding back. Nosnin la shnei masar chodesh mishas tavia. She gets 12 months from the time that the person proposed. Avalo mishas erisin, but not from the time of erisin. It goes from the time of the tvia. That's the 12 months. Ubagra harehi kitvua. Now, when we're talking about a bogeres, so it says over here in the Brisa, that's the same as a tvua. That's the same as a situation of a proposal. And here it elaborates. Ketzar, how so? Bagra yom echad. Let's say she's a bogeres for even just one day. V'niskach, and she accepts a kedushin. Nosnin la shnei masar chodesh. She gets 12 months. You see clearly not like Rav Huna. And it finishes off, Arusa shloshim yom, and an Arusa gets 30 days. We'll explain that line in a moment. In any case, though, the Gemara says, Tiyufta de Rav Huna. Tiyufta, this Brisa is a refutation of Rav Huna, because it says, Bagar yom echad, it's not 30 days, rather it's Shnei Masar Chodesh. And the Gemara says, Ma'ivah Arusa shloshim yom. What's that last line in the Brisa, that an Arusa gets 30 days? We're just talking about the fact that it's 12 months. And so the Gemara says, Amar Papa says, Hachi Kamer. Here's what it means. Bogeres she'avru ala shnei masar chodesh. Let's say she's been a bogeres not just for one day, but she's been a bogeres for 12 months already. Bebagros, as an adult, she's been an adult for 12 months. V'niskacha, and then she receives a kedushin. In that case, nosnin la shloshim yom kalmana. There she's only going to get 30 days, like an almana. And the Gemara continues at the two dots. The Mishnah said, Higi azman velo nisu, if the 12 months are up and they don't actually get married, so then we said he has to support her, and she's entitled to eat truma. And the Gemara says, Amar Ula says, Dvar Torah Arusa Bas Yisrael Ochelas Betruma. Really on a Doraisa level, if a woman is just an Arusa, if she's just betrothed, even though she's the daughter of a Yisrael, she can eat Truma if she's an Arusa to a Kohen. Shenemar, like the Pasuk says, V'Kohen Ki Yikne Nefesh Kinyan Kaspo. It says that when the Kohen acquires a soul, V'Hainami Kinyan Kaspo, this is also Kinyan Kaspo, and therefore meaning to say, Erusin is considered a Kinyan, and therefore she's able to eat Truma technically on a Doraisa level. Matam Amru Eino Chelas. Now, what's the reason why they said that she's not allowed to have truma? Shema yimzugula kos bevesavia. The reason is maybe he's going to pour for a cup of truma while she's in the house of her father, because again she's not married yet. We're just in the stage of erison. Betashke liochio lachosa velachosa. She's going to end up giving it to drink to her brother, to her sister. In other words, we're just afraid that the truma is going to be consumed by those who aren't allowed to have it, even though she herself technically is allowed to have it according to the Torah. Gemara says, if so, he gias man velo nisu nami. Let's say the time comes for the marriage and they don't get married married also, we should be concerned that she's going to give it to her brother and to her sister. And to that the Gemara says, no, Hassam over there, once the 12 months have passed, duchda miyachid lo, he's already going to have to support her, so he designates a special place where he's going to give her this truma, and that is no longer a concern. It's not a concern that she's going to give it to her brother or to her sister. And the Gemara continues, Ela me'ata, but according to that, if that really is the concern, so lokit kohen li Yisrael, let's say you have a kohen who's working for Yisrael in the field, and he's picking his produce in the field, lo lechel b'truma, that kohen should not be allowed to eat truma. Dilma asu lemechel badeh, we should be afraid that Yisrael is going to end up eating together with the kohen. That should be a similar kind of concern. The Gemara says, no, that's not a concern. Hashta mididhu safu lei. Because in that case, when you're talking about a Kohen working for Yisrael, the Yisrael actually provides food to the Kohen, to his worker. So mididei achli, do you think he's now going to eat from his stuff? Do you think the Yisrael's going to eat from the Kohen's produce if it's the Yisrael that's actually feeding the Kohen who's the worker? That's not really a concern. And the Gemara continues with another answer. Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yehuda, Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yehuda says, Mishum Simfon. The actual reason, when you're talking about the fact that an Arusa is not allowed to have Truma, even though on a Doraisa level she technically could, it's because of Simfon. What Simfon means is, maybe he'll discover some kind of blemish and not go through with the marriage. And that's why we say that she shouldn't have Truma. Gemara says, Yachi, if so, Nichnasa l'choba v'lo nivola nami. Let's say she enters the wedding canopy and doesn't have relations with him. That should also be a concern that maybe he'll find some kind of blemish and not go through with the marriage. To that, the Gemara says, Hassam over there, Mivdak Bodikla V'Hader Ma'il. When he's going into the chuppah, there he already does a good inspection. He makes sure through her relatives that everything is good, and then he goes to chuppah. Therefore, we're not concerned with Simfon. And the Gemara says, Elameata, but according to this answer of Simfon, Eved Kohen Shalocho Yisrael. Let's say you have an Eved Kohen that was bought, meaning an Eved of a Kohen, that was bought from a Yisrael. So the Kohen is buying this Eved from a Yisrael. So Lo Lechel B'Truma, that Eved should not be allowed to eat Truma, even though normally an Eved can eat Truma if it's an Eved of the Kohen. Mishum Simfon, because we should be afraid he's going to go back on the sale, because he's going to find some blemish on the Eved. And to that, the Gemara says, Simfon ba'avodim leka. We're not concerned with finding a blemish on avodim. That's not a concern. It's only a concern by marriage. Why? De'idi avroi, because if it's a blemish on the outside that's visible, hakachazile, that can be seen, and obviously that wasn't an issue. Ve'idi gavoi. Now, if it's some kind of blemish that's concealed, l'malacha kaboy, he's only getting the Eved to do work. He doesn't care about a concealed blemish anyway. So that's not a concern. V'shabaseiser, lo ichbasle, he doesn't care about something that's in hiding. And let's say you have another concern, nimsa ganav, let's say we find out that the Eved is a ganav, or something along those lines. We'll take a look at Rashi over here. Rashi says, Lokit Kohen, Lokit Shu Kohen, V'niskar li Yisrael. Again, he's a Lokit who is a Kohen, who is hired as a worker for Yisrael. Mishum Simfo, and then the other answer of the Gemara was it's an issue of a blemish. Hu da'amar arusa lo tochal b'truma. That's why an arusa can't eat truma achi agia zman shechayiv mizonos, until there's actually a time when he's actually obligated to give her mizonos. But before that point in time, we say that there's this concern. V'lashon simfon hu bittel. The language of the word simfon, it means like a nullification of the sale. Could go in shover hamevatel shtar. It's similar to the language of a shover that breaks down a shtar, that refutes a shtar because it's a receipt. Kare simfon. That's called a simfon. Umum be'isho. If you have a blemish on a woman or a blemish on an animal that nullifies a purchase, karei simfon, that's called a simfon. Here, that's the gezerah. Maybe he'll find the blemish. V'nimtzu kiddushay tos. It's going to come out that the whole kiddushin was a mistake. Ubetelim, it will all be nullified. V'nimtzu shach lazara b'trum. It's going to come out she was never retroactively. She wasn't an arusa. It's going to end up that she was a zara. She was a non-kohen who ate truma. The Gemara says, if that's the case, so even if she enters chuppah, that's a concern if they didn't have relations. Because right now the Gemara thinks he doesn't know about her blemishes yet. Why does it say, even according to the last version of the Mishnah, that once chuppah happens, then she can have truma? So it's still a question, because again, maybe there's going to be a blemish. Certainly it's a problem according to the Mishnah Rishonah, where it's just the time of the 12 months came. That should not be sufficient. And to that the Gemara said, Mivdak boduk la biyad krovosav. He makes sure to check with the relatives to make sure everything's fine. He's not going to go to chuppah until it all checks out. And simfon ba'avadim leka ein mumin mevatel mekach. When it comes to an eved, blemishes are not going to be mevatel, they purchase. And we'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Nun Ches Amud Aleph.